Hey everybody! Welcome back to more Scarlet and Violet stuff, kinda. There's some information that came from all the previews that I missed initially that I've seen now, and I feel like I need to talk about it because it's really kind of important. So if you don't know, part of the whole preview was that the people who did the preview, the way that terastallization works was described to them. I'm sure they could like see it and like people could figure it out from like playing the game, but they like told them exactly how it works. And oh boy, it kind of works like almost the best way it possibly could for offense and defense. Let me explain. So the way that terastallization works is it changes your type, but it really only changes your type defensively. So like for all intents and purposes, if your Terra type is water, you become a water type, but you don't lose stab on any of your original types. So like the big example here, oh no, that's not what I was trying to do. People were hyping up Hydreigon, right? They were saying Hydreigon, terrible typing. It can become steel type, resist fairy, have a better typing. It'll become a steel type with levitate, which is really good. Great. Then it'll have steel type stab. But it won't just have steel type stab. It'll have steel type stab and dark type stab and dragon type stab. So defensively, it'll just be a steel type with levitate. Offensively, it's dragon, dark, steel. And I think though the reason it's programmed like this is to make the double stab work. So like if we terastallize to dark type instead, we'd have double dark type stab and also still have dragon type stab. So for defensively, pure dark type. Offensively, we're still dark and dragon, but we're like double dark and dragon. And this is really interesting. This poses a lot more questions. It answers a lot of questions because like this mechanic becomes so much better offensively than we thought it was going to be, and also it's still pretty good defensively because becoming one type just usually gives you less weaknesses than having two types, depending on what the typing is, obviously. But this is crazy. This is crazy. Defensively, it'll be pure steel. Offensively, it'll be dragon dark steel. It's kind of like, Delmise. How Delmise, is ghost grass, but offensively it hits steel type weakness because of its ability. It'd be like if you just gave Hydreigon the ability Steel Worker on top of Levitate. That's how terastallizing it to steel type would work. That's really good. So like people say that like normal Toxtricity Boom Burst, yeah, it still gets stab overdrive. Dumb. Crazy. I got some other Pokemon listed here that I think are really interesting, like Archzolt. Archzolt already hits two really good weaknesses. Electric with the Bolt Beak is super duper good. And then Ice type with the Icicle Crash. These are two like really good, just like really good coverage things to hit. But like literally you can just become, I don't know, what type, you could become steel type, like if you wanted. Or I think probably the best type for you to become would be like flying, because then you'll resist almost everything that Archzolt is weak to. Because then you'll resist fighting, you'll resist, you'll be immune to ground, and then like all the other stuff will hit you neutrally. Rocks is, everything's weak to rock, bro. Steel and fighting are the only types that resist rock. Okay, you can become a fighting type. You get like low kick, which is honestly not a bad move. Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking like Pokemon like Archzolt with like stupid good like Bolt Beak. You can keep your Slush Rush. I don't know what'll happen with weather, but like with Slush Rush, you don't have to worry about taking hail damage anyway, because that's just how Slush Rush works. But if like say you terastallize an Ice type to something that's not Ice type, do you take hail damage now? Is that part of your defensive typing, or like It's going to be really interesting to find out stuff like that, and those are going to be some of the nuances that really, really help people win games over other people. But just like the knowing that I could make Archzolt like normal type, right? And now I still get Stab Bolt Beak. I still get Stab Icicle Crash. And now I also get Stab whatever my normal type move. Facade. Facade is the move. Facade's a good move. Yeah, it's crazy. Heatran. Heatran can Terastallize the flying type and still have... It doesn't actually get Eruption, does it? No. It doesn't get Eruption this gen, but you can still have Stab Heat Wave, Stab Flash Cannon, and still hit like a truck and be Heatran. But now you're flying type. Or like, hell, you could become Grass type, resist ground, and now you're a Grass type with Flash Fire, and you still hit... Oh, Solar Beam? It gets Solar Beam? No, it doesn't get Solar Beam. It does too get Solar Beam. Yeah, Heatran in the sun is about to be even more nuts because you still hit Stab Fire. Your Heat Wave or whatever is still Stab. I don't think it gets Eruption anymore, but like that's crazy. You get 3 stabs if you have Urshifu. Urshifu is water, is afraid of Psychic and Grass. You could become Dark type. You can be pure Dark type Urshifu Rapid Strike and still hit Stab Surging Strikes. Like, that's crazy. That's insane. Does it actually get any Dark type moves? I don't actually know. You get Taunt. Maybe there's a better type that you want to become, but like you still get Stab on... Like, Surging Strikes is still going to hit like a truck and you don't have to become Water type. This just makes offensive options... This makes defensive... Terastallizing for your defensive type even better offensively. Like obviously you can do Archzolt, right, and become Electric type and have double Stab Bolt Beak. Sure. Yeah. Or you can make Archzolt's defensive typing better and keep your stab. It makes defensive Terastallization more viable. And it makes offensive Terastallization kinda it stays the same as we thought it was going to be. Like, yeah, like you could be, Electric type style with Ice Stab, but like if you're switching to Electric type, you want to just Bolt Beak all the time. Colossal. Our friend Colossal can still have Stab on Rock and Fire moves. We can become Water type or like Grass type or whatever and still have Stab on Rock and Fire. You can still hit with Stab Rock Slide. Like, that's crazy to me. You could become Grass type and trigger Steam Engine Weakness Policy with like some tiny Fire type move and still hit Stab Rock Slide, and now you resist ground and water. Like, that's so good. You don't have to worry about, like, you obviously get Solar Beam, so you do have Grass coverage if you want it, but you don't have to like be Water type Colossal with Scald. Like, you don't even have to do that. Like, this just opens so many more possibilities for me. Not losing the Stab typing. Like I said, it makes defensive Terastallization better than it would be otherwise. And another Pokemon obviously take advantage of this is that you can do Lunala. You can become like Rock type Lunala to get Stab Meteor Beam, right? And then you can keep your Stab on the name of this move, Moongeist Beam, and still hit super hard with Moongeist Beam. It'll be like, it's just, I don't know. Do you understand like the gravity of this? For me, this is like, it doesn't necessarily make the mechanic more broken, but it makes using the mechanic defensively a lot more worth it than it would be. Because you're thinking about it, right? And like, yeah, I can be Steel type Hydreigon. Like the way that we thought it worked before, where just major typing Steel, that was it. Yeah, I can be Steel type Hydreigon, but is that going to be better than like double Stab Dragon Darts Dragapult? I don't know, But now you can be Steel type Hydreigon and keep your Dragon and Dark type Stab. That's so good. I think this is huge. I think this is actually better for the balancing of the mechanic than having it the other way. Because the other way, I think offensive Terastallization is the only way to go. in a lot of situations. But this way, changing your defensive type for Terastallization seems like it might even be better in at least half of situations. It's got to be better, right? Like if I can be Archzolt that's not ice type and still keep ice type stab, or Archzolt that's not ice or electric type and still keep ice type stab, that's pretty good. And now this is assuming Archzolt's in the game. It probably isn't, to be completely frank with you. But something like Satitan. Satitan is ice type. Ice type is a really good offensive type. If Satitan becomes, just for example, water type, it'll lose its ice type stab. Yeah, it'll still have ice coverage, but it won't be as good as an ice type. But now, Satitan can become water type without losing its ice type stab, and it'll probably have water coverage already because it's a whale. Like, hopefully, I don't sound too rambly. Hopefully, this makes sense to you guys. Hopefully, you're as excited as I am, because this is a huge, 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 huge thing. At least I think for competitive Pokemon. And I'm going to post this video way later in the day than I usually post. I don't care. If you watch it, thank you very much for watching it. Leave me a like. Leave me a comment. What do you think about this change? And subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'd like to hit 700 before Scarlet and Violet comes out. I don't know if I'll do it, but if you're excited for Scarlet and Violet and you want to see competitive Pokemon content in Scarlet and Violet, let me be your guy. Let me be your competitive Pokemon guy, at least, for a little while. And with that, everybody, my name's Andrew. I'll catch you guys next time.